Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and I know you guys have been waiting a very long time to see this. I've been trying to make it for the past couple of months, but I was never able to do it. In any case, before you watch this video, a huge shout out to Micah33, an awesome subscriber of mine. I've met him in real life. Very friendly guy, so shout out to him, and I have lots of questions to answer, so let's get straight into this. So I'll begin by answering the personal questions, and off the bat I got 3 questions that were very similar. How did you become a Sens fan? Why are you a Sens fan? And you've probably said this before, but why do you like the Senators? So basically a little bit of context. I was born in Ottawa, but I haven't really lived there for much of my life. In any case, I started following hockey around 2016 during the World Cup, and I started following the Senators because they're my hometown team. Ever since, I've been a diehard Sens fan. I was then asked 4 similar questions. What inspired you to get into YouTube? What got you to start your channel? What made you and your brother want to do YouTube? And why did you start YouTube? Money, for fun, etc. So basically, as I started watching hockey on the internet regularly, I realized that I was capable of making good videos, especially montages, and I guess the rest is just history. And as for money, it wasn't really a motivation ever. I just wanted to do it for fun. And in any case, even now, there are some complications with money in my channel. The next 2 questions were very similar as well. Besides hockey, what sports do you follow/play? And did you ever play hockey? And if so, do you still play? So I follow sprinting, as in I watch the fastest man in the world. I really like watching running. But as for hockey, I played street hockey with my dad in Italy because there were no teams, so I basically taught myself to play. But now that I am in Canada, I might one day join a roller hockey team because my skating is really bad, so I can't even play ice hockey. Can you do a face reveal and a name reveal? Okay, so my name is Kier Patrick. Kier is my first name. As for a face reveal, I think I might do a face reveal once we reach 10K. So go subscribe if you're new, but we'll see. I can't promise anything. Would you consider watching football or making football content? And also, would you consider moving to another country, never being before, for a year? Maybe Australia or Brazil. I'm definitely not going to be making any football content on this channel. It's a hockey only channel. Do I watch football or would I watch football? No, not very interested. And would I consider moving to another country I've never been before? I move around a lot, so on my own, probably not, but you never know. How many NHL games have you been to? So I've only been to one. This was last year, I believe, or maybe 2 years ago, and it was the Blues versus the Canucks. Has any of your videos been removed by YouTube? Never, but I've had a video that I wasn't allowed to upload, and that was the ice hockey versus soccer video. The first one was never uploaded to YouTube, but my second one became really popular. These next 2 are similar. What is your most and least favorite hockey team? What's your favorite hockey team? So my favorite is Ottawa and my least favorite is Pittsburgh. The next 2 are pretty similar as well. Who's your favorite player and favorite player of all time? Now both of them would have to be Erik Karlsson. In his prime, he was an absolute beast, and hopefully he can get back to his old form. These next 2 questions are similar as well. How old are you? Top 3 to 5 favorite teams and favorite NHL player. And then, what is your top 5 favorite NHL teams? So I'm 16 years old, almost 17, and my 5 favorite teams are Ottawa, then Edmonton, then Vancouver, then Montreal, then Toronto. Favorite YouTube channel that is not yours, and who do you think is the best hockey player in the world? As for YouTube channel, I'd have to go with Yes Theory, really awesome channel, go check them out. Best player in the world, obviously it's Connor McDavid. Who's your favorite team that's not Ottawa? Who's your favorite goalie not in Ottawa? Favorite team, Edmonton. Favorite goalie, Carey Price. Who is your favorite player not on any of your favorite teams? As much as I hate the Penguins, I'm going to have to go with Sidney Crosby. Such a legend, but I hate his team. What is your favorite NHL prospect pool? So as much as I like the Sens, I'm going to go with the Kings. I really like all of their prospects. I think they're better than us, and I think that they got the better choice between Byfield and Stützle. What is your favorite Habs prospect? I think that's pretty easy. Cole Caulfield. Are you a Sith Lord? I couldn't care less about Star Wars. Why aren't you a Stars fan? Well, simply put, I'm not from Texas. Will you ever make a video with Best of Hockey? Well, unfortunately, he changed his name to Best of Hockey Highlights, so you guys won't confuse him with me. But I'm open to making a collaboration with him if he wants to. If you were to buy a Pens jersey, would you buy? I absolutely hate the Penguins, and I wouldn't buy it, but if somebody paid for it and gave it to me, then I would take it gladly. What do you think about the Capitals? Do you like them? The Capitals are a team that I don't really follow. I don't pay much attention to them. I like Alex Ovechkin, so I watch him, I guess. But they're a good team. Will they win another Stanley Cup soon? I don't think so. 2018 was a good year for them, but I think they're dropping off now. Which sport is better, hockey or football? I'll let you figure that out by yourself. Quinn Hughes or Cale Makar? Both are studs, but I'm going with Cale Makar. I think that he could even potentially win a Norris next season, which would just be insane. Both of them are going to be absolutely amazing defensemen for the next decade, though, so it's going to be really close between the two of them. Would you rather have your team relocate or only have third or fourth liners? Now, this is a very, very good question, and as much as it would pain me to watch a terrible team with only third and fourth liners, I don't think I'd ever be able to watch the NHL again if my team just relocated to another city, especially it being the capital of Canada. Are you now glad for the Erik Karlsson trade because of what they got back now or not yet? So this is another very good question, and it was really sad to see him go. I'm still kind of sad he's no longer on the team, and obviously we got a good haul for him, or at least we think so. But in all honesty, it still kind of stung. So I wouldn't say I'm glad that he got traded because we don't really know how good Stützle is going to be, and we haven't seen the potential of all of the people who have been traded. If you could put any player from the Canucks to play for the Sens, who will you go with? What team do you dislike the most? I really like the Canucks, and one player in particular is Elias Pettersson. I would really want him to be on Ottawa, especially right now because we need a number one center, and I think he has all of the skills, and he would just be a fan favorite if he played right now. Do you think Matt Murray can really be that goalie to help them during the regular season? I'm not a fan of the Murray signing, especially since he signed for 4 years, which I wasn't expecting, and for over $6 million. That's kind of ridiculous, especially for a player that has been regressing. And I don't think that he'll be as good as advertised. I think he'll be reasonably solid back in net. He'll be a slight upgrade over Craig Anderson and maybe Marcus Hogberg, but I don't see anything special out of Matt Murray. How do you feel about Ottawa signing Dadonov, and how do you feel about Evgeny Dadonov going to the Sens? I was really happy because I didn't see this coming at all, and the fact that he only signed for $5 million and for 3 years, I think is a perfect deal. If he plays as well as he did in Florida, then Ottawa has really gotten a steal in this offseason. These were similar as well. Which Canadian team will win the Stanley Cup since 1993, and when do you think a Canadian team will win the Cup? This is a good question as well, and in all honesty, I think that the Maple Leafs have a very good chance at winning it within the next 5 years, and if it's not them, then it's probably going to be Montreal or Ottawa, and I'm going to say they have a chance at winning it within the next 10 years, but you never know. It's the NHL. I think the drought in Canada will realistically continue for the next 100 years. Are the Pens going to win a cup in the next 10 years? I can't see that happening. They already won 3 Stanley Cups. They're regressing now, so they're only going to get worse from here on. These next two are similar. Do you think the Habs will make the playoffs next year? What is the milestone you want to achieve the most on YouTube? And then, do you think the Habs have a shot at the playoffs this year? If the Canadians play in the Atlantic Division, I don't think they'll make it. But if they play in an all-Canadian division, I think that they have a chance, but I wouldn't bet on it. As for milestone, I think the biggest milestone I could ever think of having on YouTube would be 50,000 subscribers, 10 million views, and have one of my videos hit 1 million views. Kucherov or Kane, both of them are some of the best players in the league, but I'm going to have to go with Kucherov. I think he's slightly better. Who is a legit competitor for the Cup in 2020-21? I think my big four are Tampa Bay, Colorado, Vegas, and St. Louis. I truly believe that at the beginning of the year, these 4 teams have the highest chance of winning. Is Alexis Lafrenière going to be a boom or bust? Obviously, as of right now, it's way too early to make that decision. He has some of the best upside of any player that's going to enter the league. Very strong chance to win the Calder. I think he's going to be a stud in the NHL, but you never know. Do you think the Flyers will be a really good team, and why? Yeah, I think the Flyers, as of right now, are a good team. They made it not as far as most people predicted in the Stanley Cup. I think they'll be back next year, and they're obviously getting a really solid core with some young players that are going to come up and make an impact pretty soon. So now I will end the video by answering some questions that were asked to me several months ago that don't really relate to the present. So for example, I was asked, are you cheering for any team in the 2020 playoffs? And if so, what team? Obviously, the Sens didn't make it, so I was going for every Canadian team. The Oilers, the Leafs, the Jets, and the Flames were knocked out early, which sucked. And then I strongly supported the Vancouver Canucks and the Habs, and they were very fun teams to watch. They made it further than most people expected. And then when they got knocked out, I was going for the Dallas Stars throughout the rest of the playoffs. What team do you think would be the best fit for the first overall pick this draft? Well, we all know what happened. He went to New York, but I would have said Winnipeg. I was really sad to hear that he didn't go to the Jets because they had technically won the draft lottery before he had gone to New York. So they missed out on him, and I think that they were the weakest team and they needed him the most. Do you think the Penguins are going to beat Montreal or get Lafrenière? This was obviously asked before the playoffs, and I think I predicted Pittsburgh to beat Montreal in a sweep. We all know that didn't happen. So obviously that would have meant that Pittsburgh wouldn't have gotten Lafrenière. And now for the last question of this Q&A. Do you think the playoffs will actually happen, even if they said they will? If I had answered this before, I would have said that it's likely that the playoffs would happen. I believed that they were going to happen, and they did happen. But now I think the remaining question is the season going to be played with fans, without fans? Is the season going to be cancelled? And that is what we're really going to have to see. My prediction is the season will happen, but it won't happen in January. So thank you again for all of the people who have asked me these amazing questions. It was really fun to answer them. I know that you guys had to wait a little bit longer to watch this, but in any case, I hope that in the future I am able to make some more videos like this. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later.